Parvati maldice a Chitraketu. Canto 6, capítulo 17, texto número 15. Ata papiya simyonim asurim yahidharmate yateha buya mahatam nakarta putra kinisam. Querido hijo mío, eres un insolente, así que ahora nacerás en una familia de demonios, baja y pecaminosa, de forma que no vuelves a cometer otra ofensa como esta contra las personas santas y excelsos de este mundo. Si no, Prabhupada explica.
Disculpe, creo que es mejor que dé la clase en inglés.
English class?
Yes.
Most of the people here speaks English only. If not, then I can translate.
Fine. Let me give me a Spanish book.
He gave.
Huh?
He gave.
Spanish it is.
There is English book is say what?
Yeah, there are some English books. Do you want to change the book or you want to translate it?
If I speak English, it would be helpful to have English. But I can translate just this. Oh, my dear stupid son, you have to be born in a family of demons, very low and very sinful. In this way, you will not repeat to make such an offense against saintly persons who are excellent in this world. We have to be very careful not to commit any offense against the lotus feet of any Vaishnavas. And amongst the Vaishnava very eminent personalities, Lord Shiva. In his teaching, Srila Rupa Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains that the offense against the lotus feet of a Vaishnava is like a mad elephant offense. You don't want to take a mad elephant into your shop. Nothing is going to be left. Hatimata. When an elephant is going mad and he enters a beautiful garden, the entire garden will be destroyed. In the same form, or like the monkeys, they can destroy the garden in no time. In the same way, if we act like a mad elephant, and we commit offenses to the lotus feet of Vaishnavas, then our spiritual life will be interrupted. Therefore, we should be very careful not to commit any offense against the lotus feet of any Vaishnava. The chastisement of Mother Parvati to Chitraketu was very justified, because Chitraketu had the insolence to criticize the Supreme Father Mahadeva, who is the father of all the living entities in this conditioned material world. Goddess Durga is considered his mother, and Lord Shiva is considered the father. A pure Vaishnava has to be very careful and fulfill his duty, which corresponds not to criticize nobody. That is the most secure position. On the contrary, the tendency to criticize others can take us to commit a great offense against the Vaishnava. Chitraketu was, without a doubt, a Vaishnava in such a way that he could hear the curse of Parvati. It is possible that he could awake. For this reason, the goddess Parvati called him son. We are all the sons of Mother Durga. But she is not an ordinary mother. As soon as somebody manifests demoniac tendencies and deviates from the proper conduct, Mother Durga chastises him so that he can recover his common sense. That is explained by Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Daivi Shagunamayi Mama Maya Dunatyaya Mamivayi Prapatyante Mayam Tarantite. This divine energy of mine, which is the combination of the three modes of material nature, is very difficult to overcome. But if somebody has surrendered to me, he can easily cross beyond it. To surrender to Krishna means also to surrender to his devotees. Because you cannot be a good servant of Krishna without being a servant of his devotees. Shadiya Vaishnava Seva Vishtera Payecha Keva. Without service to the servants of Krishna, nobody can get elevated to the position of a servant of Krishna. For that reason, Mother Parvati directed herself towards Chitraketu with the words of a mother who wants to straighten out her misbehaved son. You, my son, I chastise you so that you will not again do such a horrible thing. This tendency of a mother to chastise the son, that is including found in the Mother Yashoda. She is the mother of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mother Yashoda chastised Krishna, binding him to a mortar, what we are celebrating in Damodar Vrata in Kartik. Therefore, mother has the duty to chastise her beloved son, including the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You have to understand that the chastisement of Mother Durga to Chitraketu, it was a justified chastisement, but in reality it was a blessing for Chitraketu, because him taking birth as Vritrasura, he was finally taken directly to Vaikuntha. Siagi Mojanashna Rakaya, Chakshurumi Tamjini Dasvai Sridhani. Sri Chaitanya Manubhistam Stavitam Chiram Tale Swayam Bhakiramayam Tatati Swakaram. So this is about chastisement. When the mother chastises the son, it's definitely for his well-being. Mother has no vengeance towards her own son. But sometimes she becomes very concerned. This son is going the wrong way. He's becoming offensive. Let me stop him right now. So Chitraketu was cursed to become a demon. But then he was freed from his demonic birth and was able to go back home, back to God. That is an amazing story in itself. Something similar happened to Nalakuveda in Manigriva. They were fooling around with naked women and then also naked in a holy river and getting drunk. And when Narada Muni came by, they didn't even greet him. They said, okay, who's this guy? What is he doing here? We are enjoying with these ladies. So Narada Muni said, you don't deserve to be the sons of Kuvera. You are just enjoying like stupid people. Therefore you will become tree. Instead of being celestial beings, you'll be born as tree. So they were born as Yamalajuna trees in Vrindavan, in the courthouse of Krishna. Now that's a special curse. Narada Muni curses you, he sends you to the courtyard of Krishna. I mean, even to be a tree there is like, wow, a blade of grass. So, that is what happened. And then Mother Yashoda tied Krishna also to chastise Krishna. Krishna pulled the mortar between the Yamalajuna trees and pulled them, and he just took those two trees out and they crashed with a huge sound in the courtyard. You know, when a tree falls down, that's a big splash. So then Mother Yashoda came running, oh, what happened? Where's my little baby Krishna? He was in the middle. Mother, you should not tie me to the heavy altar. Krishna was, Nanda Maharaj also came running and said, Mother Yashoda, what did you do? How could you bind Krishna to a mortar? Look what happened. He could have died, the tree could have fallen on him. So Mother Yashoda was like, I was just doing something so that my Krishna will not be so naughty. Because he's so naughty, he steals the butter and gives the butter to the monkeys. And when the monkeys are full of butter, then Krishna says, you see, your butter is good for nothing, not even the monkeys want to eat that. So in this way, Krishna shows naughtiness. This is just his sweetness that he manifests naughtiness. And then by this naughtiness, Nalakuvera Manigriva get the darshan of Krishna, and the curse of Narada Muni becomes like a very great benediction, and they can also go home back to God. So when the Vaishnavas curse somebody, there's always a blessing behind. The Vaishnava curse will be like, you will not be happy in this material world. Well, nobody's happy in this material world anyway. But when the Vaishnavas make a curse like this, then you're going to have some serious manifestation of Matraspashas Kautiyashi Toshna Shuka Dukala. happiness and distress appear in this world like duality. They'll come anyway. So why worry about it? The distress will come, and the happiness will also come. So what should you worry about? Not to offend Vaishnavas. That you should be very cautious about. Now here Chitraketu, you offended Lord Shiva. Parvati said, no. You won't offend my husband. You will get chastised for that. So don't criticize the Vaishnavas. This is no good. Maybe you don't even understand the Vaishnavas. Sometimes Vaishnavas, they are behaving in ways which we cannot understand. Like Yudhishthira, he was gambling. And in this gamble, he gambled his own wife, Draupadi. But still, you cannot go and condemn Yudhishthira, because he was following the Kshatriya code. And when a Kshatriya king is challenged, he cannot say no. It is against his Kshatriya spirit that he will deny to defend his position. Anyhow, you know, the Mahabharata is full of stories to teach us so much. Bhishma Deva, for the teachers of the Pandavas, their gurus, their Astra gurus, everybody was involved. Everybody was involved in all this Kurukshetra mess. And everybody died as well. So it was not a joke, the whole thing. You offend Vaishnavas, then there will be severe reaction. So, offending Vaishnavas means to make them feel unhappy. To do anything which makes another Vaishnava feel unhappy, that is a kind of an offense. So it's so easy to make others feel unhappy, speak bad about them, criticize them. You don't know. You really don't know how Krishna is conducting everything in his movement. Only Krishna knows all the nitty-gritty details. One devotee, he may be in an awkward position, like having a bag hanging from his belly because his intestines are not working properly. Or anything, like something, somebody may be invalid. But this invalidity, this is just something to teach us. If a devotee is invalid, then we have to respect him specially. Imagine to be a devotee in an invalid body and still you go ahead and do devotional service and preach. With an invalid body, this is much more difficult. So he is a very great devotee just because the way he is trying to conduct his life. So if you make fun or ignore or offend such a devotee, Krishna will not bless you for that. And you will get some heavy reaction. Chitraketu, born as Vritrasuga, for offending Lord Shiva.
ci traché tu tuvo que hacer como que te asuda por ofender a su Shiva.
Because these stories are so special. Vritrasura is such a special personality. And how he's being killed is also special. And his return back to home, back to God is also special. Sarva Mrityu Shalascharam means Krishna says, I'm death personified for every living being. That means Krishna is death. So don't be surprised if death is coming to you, because Krishna will come to everyone in the form of death. He will say, come over here. Oh my Lord, now? Yes, now. But, no but. Come over here. That is Sarva Mrityu Shalascharam. Yesterday, or day before yesterday, one of our friends, Rasa Vihari, he also had offended some devotees. He had also committed some mistakes. But yesterday he was removed from his body. Krishna took him out from his body. It can happen to anybody any day. Shouldn't be surprised. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna wants you to die, nobody can save you. Krishna wants you to live, nobody can kill you. So simple. With this one formula, we defeated the entire COVID stupidity. Okay, you're supposed to die, then you will die, so what's the big deal? Driving the whole world mad because of some supposed virus to circulate around? I mean, we know now that killed many more people than the virus did by their horrible measures. So, the devotees, they know that death will come when it's meant to come. So many people have died here in Vindakunja. They're not always happy. It was the story of Shakshi Gopal, very nice artist, devotee. But he was careless, and he was associating with low-class Brijbasis involved in no Vaishnava activities, to say it simple. And he was killed. He was killed here in Vrindavan. You don't know how much our heart pained, but I could understand Shakshi Gopal was a great devotee. And Krishna says, I won't let you go. Because he was also a little nonsense in his own life. Then Krishna says, I won't let you go. You leave this body right here now in Vrindavan. That's what he did. Can you imagine how I was feeling? Then came Madhava Prakash Maharaj. Madhava Prakash Maharaj, he was living in Miami, and he wanted to leave this world. He told me many times, I don't stand it anymore. I don't like it. Nobody loves me. He was very frustrated. But he was also very afraid. So when he came to India for the first time, he took all the vaccinations you can possibly take. I'm coming to India for 40 years. I never took one vaccination. But he took every vaccination they had for typhoid and this one, cholera. So he came here, he passed a beautiful Kartik time with us. He loved Vrindavan so much. After the Vrindavan, he said, no, I'll stay a few months more here. So he stayed a few months more and he got all the diseases he was vaccinated against at the same time. And his body didn't resist. Bye. Madhava Krishna. So, yeah, we had to take quite a few people to the Swargadvar, to the burning ghat. Here, our receptionist went to the burning ghat. And this is, I even took Prabhavati Didi, my beloved God aunt. She was like a disciple of Bhakti Siddhanta Goswami Maharaj. So in a way she was my sister. But she was so much senior to me. So I always saw her like an aunt. And she stayed in Imlitala. And when Imlitala was in restoration, she moved over to Yamuna Kunja. She stayed in Yamuna Kunja more than a year. And we had a very beautiful relationship. She was the one who cooked for Srila Prabhupada when Prabhupada was in Vrindavan. She got money from Srila Prabhupada's sister, and then she went and cooked for Srila Prabhupada in Radha. And Prabhupada got upset. He says, how a woman is cooking for me every day? What kind of a sannyasi is this? So then Prabhupada said that, no, just bring the vegetable, leave it there, I do the cooking. So these are intimate stories from Vrindavan. Anyhow, we took Prabhavati Didi Pishima, we took her to the burning ghat. Should have seen how many sannyasis, how many great devotees came to see her off. Because you go and take somebody to the burning ghat means you're seeing somebody off. Okay, bye-bye. The ashes go in the Yamuna. No? It's called Swargadvar. It's called the door to heaven, but actually in Vrindavan it's the door to Golok. Not to heavenly planet. So, yes, people have died here. Some people have to die here. They're very lucky. Dying in Vrindavan is definitely lucky. Prabhupada especially came here to leave his body here. Srila Puri Maharaj went to Jagannath Puri to leave his body there. Srila Sridhar Maharaj went to Navadvip to leave his body there. Rasa Bihari, who just died, he was in Vrindavan 2 days ago. He brought a book to Vrindavan which he just published of letters of his Guru there. And then he went back to Jammu and had to leave the body. So what to say? Don't be upset. Just give welcome to greet you to Lord Krishna's death manifestation. I mean, it's not that we're eager to die, because if we can do some service before that, that's very nice, no? But if this comes, let it come. What a big deal. I mean, to leave the body in Vrindavan, that is lucky, lucky, lucky. I mean, when I come to Vrindavan, I say, maybe I can leave my body in Vrindavan. And then Krishna said, no, you go back to preach in South America. Okay, but will you allow me to come back? Okay, you allow me to come back one time more. No, one time, it will be the last time. That's very natural. I mean, here in my God brothers, so many have left the body in the Bhaktivedanta hospice. Parvat Maharaj just recently left the body there. we are in the hands of Krishna.
Estamos en las manos de Krishna.
Yes, we are.
Sí, estamos.
So if a pure devotee curses us, that means
Sí, el Señor
a special lesson is to be learned.
es que hay algunas lecciones importantes por ser aprendidas.
Because a devotee's curse is always a blessing in disguise.
Es siempre una bendición ser conocido.
Sometimes
Algunas veces
these blessings are not understood very easily.
sus bendiciones no son entendidas fácilmente.
Just like it is not very easily understandable
Como no es
how
fácilmente
this
entendido
beautiful Vrinda family
esta hermosa familia
divided
se dividió
into so many healthy units.
en muchas unidades.
Because many times when something divides,
Muchas
you are
veces
scared of how it will be finished. The units will be, they cannot sustain themselves.
no se va a poder sostener
But
si no está bien.
there are many reasons
Hay muchas razones.
why
Que
divided we are stronger than united.
más fuertes que unidos.
How is that?
¿Cómo es eso?
How can we understand that?
¿Cómo podemos entender eso?
Well, there's many things, many aspects to this. Number one thing is you are divided
Uno es
if you're about to fight.
si vamos a pelear.
If devotees are fighting with each other over anything, it's much better they are divided into different parts and do their loving devotional service happily there.
Su servicio devocional amoroso felizmente.
Oh, how much fighting have we seen even in Vrindavan? Fighting between Mayapur and Vrindavan over nothing, like, oh, you didn't send the money last day, we had to wait for it, things like that, silly things, or whatever it may be. Envy because another one is managing something which you would like to manage. Like our Vrindavan treasury has been the headquarter of management of India, because I go crazy managing so many treasuries. So it is all Krishna. You see, how does it work? Just see how it works. Beautiful temples in Mayapur, beautiful temples in Vrindavan. It obviously worked. So fighting between devotees is a good reason to divide. Immediately. Don't spend one single day fighting with devotees unnecessarily. Then do your own thing. What does it mean, do your own thing? Perform your own pure devotional service for the sake of Guru and Gauranga. That's what it means, do your own thing. Do your own thing doesn't mean go into Maya and do nonsense, no. It means now it's up to you to lead the preaching. Like if a temple has no class every day, then it's useless. If the Yamuna Kunja doesn't have dynamic classes every day on the subject of devotion, service, then the Yamuna Kunja is useless. We're spending all the money to maintain a building which is not giving the upadesh of Krishna Seva. Because that's what we are working on in Yamuna Kunja, the upadesh, the teachings of Krishna Seva. To Vrindavan, like yesterday Vrindavan was so clean. Professor Ram put a nice clip in the Raj Vrindavan Act. Now, look, President of the country came. Vrindavan is sparkling clean. But otherwise, we have millions of people coming here and nobody cares to clean for them.
30 years.
So, in this way, we have to see there are always things to be learned. What is another reason to separate? When things are getting too strong in the eyes of the non-devotees, then they will come and attack. If the devotees are attacking Maya, the devotees are naturally attacking Maya. Read the books of Prabhupada, this is one attack after the other to the material world. But if the devotees are gaining momentum, political contacts, they start speaking to this minister and that minister, and they started giving the Prabhupada tika, then it becomes dangerous. If they become too strong in the eyes of the miscreants, they want to attack the devotees. So, Vrinda Parivar was getting very strong in many things, connecting with the First Nation people, with the environmental complaints, in favor of permaculture, no contamination, and. So that was very dangerous. As a matter of fact, if you know, only the last year, 450 environmentalists were killed in Colombia alone. People, they spoke up for Mother Nature. And those who are the owners of mines, and they just have them killed because these people disturb their business. Arjuna was one of the big activists. Somehow the Krishna saved him. He was able to kick out the Anglo gold mining company from Tolima, from a big portion of Colombia. They already had the license from the government to exploit them, and Arjuna and his people, including the devotees, made a big protest. Even the governor had to join us. Because if you would have explored the gold in Tolima, all the agriculture fields would have been poisoned by this cyanuro, this horrible chemicals they use for extracting gold. So we were getting too powerful. Krishna said, wait a second here. Now Arjuna has a little ashram there, Tirthamach has a little ashram there, and then Krishna has spread them out, and it's not a momental movement, but it is the nectar, which is the nectar of loving devotional service, which we are really caring for. I mean, in the end of the day, if the material world is going to be ruined, it's Krishna's fault. Because Krishna is the supreme controller. If he allows the demon to destroy his beautiful world, what can we do, little devotees? What can we do is not our business. Our business is spreading Krishna consciousness. But of course we have an opinion because we follow Prabhupada, and Prabhupada was a darn environmentalist. Srila Prabhupada always spoke against the exploitation of rivers and mountains and lands. So he was a darn environmentalist. So that's another reason why devotees sometimes have to divide, so to have very solid units, small units. Because what is a small unit? The small unit is one devotee who wants to please Prabhupada. He is a small unit. You only need one. Prabhupada was one and made everything. So one determined devotee who is wanting to please his guru, he is a new unit for continuing the Krishna conscious movement. Now we have many of those ones trying to establish the beautiful message of Srila Prabhupada. That is a second reason. What is the third reason? To understand Guru Tattva, very difficult to understand. Sometimes we think Guru Tattva, this can only be like Prabhupada Shakti Avesh Avatar coming from the spiritual sky and establishing his movement. Beautiful. But really, Guru Tattva manifests Krishna Shakti Vinana Hitara Pravartan. What a beautiful example is Srila Harijan Maharaj. He never met Srila Prabhupada personally, and he was so surrendered to Prabhupada that he became the first spiritual master in Colombia, and he's loved by all his devotees, and they continue the mission of Prabhupada. But this is empowerment. Only because Harijan Maharaj was so much empowered that he could empower others to also continue. There you can see that Krishna's plan. Nobody can understand. But if you think that the only preachers that can be Uttama Adhikaris, those who have top level of bhakti, if you think they are the only ones who can preach, you're wrong. We have seen Kanishta Adhikaris preaching successfully by the will of Krishna. And maybe Kanishta Adhikari becoming Madhyama Adhikari. Maybe Madhyama Adhikari becoming Uttama Adhikari. Who knows? Krishna only knows. But the order to preach was given by Prabhupada to everybody from the very first day they joined this Krishna consciousness. And of course there were many failures. How can there not be failures if you give neophyte people the order to represent the Absolute? There must be failures. And those failures will be corrected because Krishna is the one who is in charge of his movement. So when you see the failures, then you think, oh, does it mean that I am also supposed to preach even though I'm still so much attached in this material world? You have to be bold. You have to be daring. But wait a second. To become a guru is very easy. Just get married and have a child. And you are a guru. Guru Mata, Guru Pita. The first spiritual masters are father and mother. And they may be only 10, they may be only 20, 25 years old and already they are gurus. And the responsibility of looking after your children is not less than the responsibility of looking after your disciples. It's the same responsibility. You have to stand up for their welfare, material and spiritual welfare. You can imagine sometimes the gurus, they had to work out how to get the grihastas a job so they can maintain their lives. In Prabhupada's movement, Prabhupada started incense business, restaurants, this, that. He gave so much type of engagement to his disciples is absolutely amazing. That is Srila Prabhupada. And it's going on unlimitedly. Look at the Acharya Patram organization. They must have 50, maybe more than 15,000 employees. 15,000 people get their bread and butter for doing seva in that organization. That's a very powerful thing. Provide the bread and butter to others is not easy. So, dividing sometimes is very helpful for new units to manifest and to continue the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyhow, I could say many more things, but I have to stop here. And I hope this clarifies some things. Don't offend other Vaishnavas under no condition. Otherwise you pay for it. That is not so nice.
Jai Shri Guru Maharaj ki Jai.